Hi, welcome back. So we are at the last outline of this section, and that is to discuss a case study. Perhaps we can put up all the information we picked up from this particular section. So let's go ahead and discuss what the case study is all about. So the case study, perhaps that we want to create a real estate simple software management for a real estate agent will be able to manage a property. Perhaps the question is that what do we mean with a property? This is the first question we need to ask. Now, this is the stage of for analysis and then design, etc., until we reach the object-oriented, defining everything. So I'm just quickly would like to show you the idea if we want to do the application. So the question is that when we say property management, what do we mean with a property? Well, property could be a house, maybe could be an apartment, could be shop, I don't know. But the point is that in this case, you keep it simple and easy. Let's say there are two types of property that we are aware of. Maybe it could be a house, could be an apartment. So when we say house, it would have its own some kind of characteristics or attributes that describe it is a house, which should be different from apartments. Apartments also has its own attributes. Perhaps there's some actions now that maybe we need a generic that's apply on both house and apartments. In this case, maybe to purchase the property or maybe to rent the property, something like that. So it's obvious that both actions or behaviors will be applied in both type of property. Also, maybe we could go deeper to this purchase and renter. There are also some more characteristics. Maybe in the purchase, you have to pay certain tax. In the rent, maybe you have to cover some certain cost or commissions, etc. This is the way I would approach the problem, and I would think from that perspective. Of course, when you talk to the domain expert will help you to break down this and try to create that kind of a dragging box. This is the first thing I do usually from the analysis and design perspective. Then I start to look at the final output. What would it look like? I mean, what my application would look like. So what I want this real estate agent to log into my system, and maybe he has an ability to add property or maybe display property. When he want to add property, so I want him when he log in and say, well, add property, he would be encountered to ask which type of a property. Are you talking about house? Maybe are you talking about apartments? And if you choose one of them, then he would go further to some extra questions. Depends on the actions of purchasing or rental. Now, if he would like to display, I would assume every property he added, maybe they are stored in some kind of a database for simplicity. Of course, we'll put in a list for now, stored in the RAM. And then this display property would go and extract the information about each object property that we created. This is the way I would approach to actually start designing. Now, from UML perspective, I could also take this to the second stage and try really to create a class. I have an idea in my mind. Let's say we know now house and apartments are a property, and property in general has a common characteristic that both subclasses would enjoy. And this implies immediately the action of inheritance. So I have two options. I can make the class itself property as an abstract, as we discussed before using ABC, or maybe I could use it as a main class, parents and house and apartment can inherit. So maybe I can create, first of all, a property generic class. Okay, and this property will have some attributes and maybe some actions or behavior. And then we have this house, a class. This is going to be a class, absolutely. And apartment is going to be another class. And both of them, obviously, they are going to inherit from the property. Now, how about these two actions? To purchase is going to be one class, and to rent is going to be another class. I'm thinking to create a new way, maybe kind of a plugin. It's not the perfect way, by the way, but I want to show you some options. If I would say a rent action can be happened on the house and the purchase action can be happened on the house. So these are simple classes. It's going to be a class, but it has certain features. So kind of interface. And also the rent actions can be happens on an apartments, and the purchase action can be happens on the apartments. Again, these are 4 different classes. Each one of them, maybe you can encapsulate extra features if you want to. You can see the house can have access to this. and to this. And apartments have access to this and to this. It's fine. They can inherit from both, of course. In the other part, what I can make the double inheritance here idea. If it's a purchase, it means I'm talking to connect this line here. So this class will inherit from purchase and from the house, and I can do stuff here. If it's rent, he's going to inherit from here. Same. If it is rent, he's going to inherit from here. If it's purchase, he's going to inherit from here. Something like that. So these are four. The class is going to be ability to like control the features. That's it. This is the back end. How about this agent? Maybe we can create a real estate agent class, which has the ability either to add or, of course, to display maybe. And somehow we will connect this agent class to actually the property class. Let's go ahead to Visual Studio Code and try to put this one in action and show you exactly how this application has been done. So here I'm just creating this property class. So in the property class, the square feet and the number of beds and the number of paths, it doesn't matter. Either house or apartments, they must enjoy these features or these attributes. That's why I put them in the dunder in it. And you can see I left them an empty. That means I was interested to use the quads. And I want you to remember why did we come up with the idea? So we have multiple arguments when it comes to inheritance. Of course, here I am calling on the super to inherit from the parent class, and passing the multiple argument here quads. Here, property actually has no parent class, obviously, but only the object. But I just called this one to show you that we are applying that concept here. Of course, here you create these three local variables, or class variables. And then you have this display and another function, I call it the prompt init. So it create here or return actually a dictionary. Obviously, it return a dictionary. After you prompt the user to enter the square feet and the bedrooms and the baths. And watch carefully after whatever you returned from here, I took it inside this variable. I call it prompt init. So this is a class variable prompt init. Everyone can see it as long as you inherit from property or you instantiate object from property. And I then decorated within what's called a static method. So I make it, this is available for others to enjoy. This static method will be located and updated all the time. Now, I will not talk about this for now, get valid input. Why I added here later you will see, but let's go to the apartments property. So this is an apartments, of course, going to inherit from property. It has certain characteristics. I put them here, kind of variable. And of course, it has its own dunder. And it has this two different characteristics, a balcony or a laundry, because it's an apartment. And of course, multiple argument of quads. And take from the super dunder init from his parents. In this case, we're talking about these properties that we added here, since he is inheriting directly from the properties. Again, he's overriding, of course, the display that's here. And in this display, he is going to talking about the apartment details with the laundry and the balcony. And you can see he's again a prompt in it to ask the user to enter some of information related to the laundry and the balcony. And after you do, you just go and make an update on this, the parent in it, which just only the property.prompt in it. I'm talking about this static method here will be updated with the laundry as a new key and its value. And balcony's new key, and it will return this one. And its return, you watch again. I'm talking about the prompt in it with its static method. So I'm keep updating this static method. Same for the house, exactly. Nothing changed, but only the characteristic of the house. And once again, I'm using the prompt in it. Now here's the two actions, as I said: purchase and rental. Let me show you the purchase idea. So in the purchase has its own dunder. He inherits from nobody. You take a price and taxes, but here's the display function. And we said before, this is show me the idea of duck typing. Since I'm using a display and prompt in it, both of them are two functions are used actually in the other class. Although it's not explicitly, I am saying purchase or rent are actually related or inherited anything. But because I'm using these two functions, I can enjoy the idea. I think we spoke about that before. So here you print the purchase detail, what is the selling price estimated. And once again, you prompt the user with some information about the tax and the price. And then again, you update this static method, the prompt in it. Same for the rental, nothing special. Now here are the plugins, 4 of them that we spoke about, simple classes. One of them, house rental and house purchase, apart rental or apart purchase. We spoke about this in the graph. So here you just create something called prompt in it, because we are talking about the same function here. So it's gonna just go and create house dot a prompt in it. Why? Because he inherited from rental and house. By the way, if you change the order house and rental, try yourself, you're gonna run into a problem. So you want to make sure hierarchy inheritance is true. So this is a multiple inheritance. I do not encourage it at all. So here I rent from the rental first and then the house, and then I'm calling the prompt in for the house, making update and return, and again I'm updating the prompt in it, and same for the other. Finally, this is the agent class. Now the agent class is looking at 4 different options. The house is rented or purchase, apart rented or purchase. Based on that, he's going to activate which one of these actually blocks that we create. Simplified, it is as on down there with an empty list where we can put all the properties. This is the database playing rules. And this is the display property and the add property, as we said. Let me show you now, maybe quickly, we can just demonstrate that if we create a real estate agent. So we have an object instantiated now. So if we go with the real estate agent, add a new property. Let's also display the property after we add it. So we have both a functionality as running out. Would have to run. You can see the first question is pumped up. What type of property? Now I am inside actually the agent a class. So I'm adding property, and he asked me, so what type of property? Is it the house or the apartment? Let's say it is a house. It asked me the second question, what payment type? Is it rental or purchase? Let's say it is a rental. Now he is going to couple this. Now I have house and it is rental. So he will go now to the house rental. In the house rental class, he will start acting. So he will create this house prompt end and make the update, etc. So let's try to now enter the square. Now he's instantiating from the very beginning an object from the property. That's why we are at the square feet. So we are now go up here at the square feet. Enter the square feet. Let's say it's 125. Now number of bedrooms, let's say there are 2. Number of baths, it's 2. Now we're done here, right? Now he updated this one. He's asking now, is the yard fenced? So where we are right now, we are going to get back to the house. We are at the prompt end. So he's asking, is the yard fenced? Let's say no. The second question, how about the garage? Let's say none. And finally, he's going to ask how many stores. Let's say 2. Now we are done with that. What's the monthly rent? Now he is moving next to the rental. Now we are here at the prompt. What's the monthly rent? Let's say 1,000. And it's asking about the estimated utilities. Let's say 150. And is the property furnished? This is the last question. Let's say no. After no, he went to a property details because I said display. So literally when he go to display, if you remember, like I said display, and display basically a take for the property inside the list. So we go inside the list and try to use the display. And display basically, he is going to take every display following the same map we started with. So from up there, the property, so property details, and then you have the house details. And finally, he's gonna to the rental display. Once again, this is not the perfect way to do so, but I just wanted to give you a clear idea what that would look like as you are moving forward. All right, so we have reached to discuss now the fourth section of this training program, and that's to talk about exceptions and errors. That's exactly what we're going to do next. I will see you then.